Hi all, in this video session we'll talk about how we are going to set up Grakn DB in the local. So so far in the earlier sessions we'll talk about the Grakn introduction part and the architecture components of Grakn. Now in this session we'll talk about how we are going to set up, deploy, configure Grakn database in local machine. So what we have to do is initially, so we have to visit the Grakn website here, Grakn.ai. So it will open the main website of Grakn database where you have a option for download. So once you click on this for download, it will download the Grakn database folder with 1.4.2 version. This is the stable version so far. Everyone is using. It seems it was released in October or September month of this Kraken community team. So you can download this. So once you download this, and you will get this folder named as Kraken Core. Kraken Core. So once you get this folder, you have these many subfolders in this Kraken core where configurations and database examples, logs, output services, and the Kraken and the GRQL command. These are the two commands which we are going to use for writing of GQL statements and creation of entities and attributes. So at the console part, so and anyway in the UI GUI part, so we can directly run the queries. That is a different story. And but anyway, in the both the environments, like in the console part and the GUI part, so we used to use GQL statements only. That is what the syntax of Kraken. So once you install, download this particular thing. So what you have to do is, so you need to uh, sorry, something like no problem. It seems so. Okay. So once you download the Kraken download folder 1.4.2, just to navigate to that folder, and you see here all subfolders you will see here in this Kraken core folder. So which I will shown you, like the configurations, the DB and examples and the folders and the files. So to start this Kraken, the server, because as I told you, this is developed by Java, developed in Java platform. So there are specific commands to start the database of this Kraken, like using Kraken server start. And to start the server, again you have to use Kraken server stop. So to start the server, you have to use Kraken server and start. This is going to start your Grakon server. If you want to stop already started Grakon server, you need to use stop command here instead of start, like Grakon server stop, so that it will stop your running server. And again, when you start, it will freshly start your Kraken database server. So when you start this server, so it used to show you logo here, like will run again Kraken. So start. When you run this command, it will tell you like the engine and storage. So as we discussed in the earlier sessions, it has two major components. One is an engine, like fuel engine, and another one is an Kraken storage. So now the storage is being starting here. The first the part of this Grakon server command, and then when it is successfully started, then it starts the engine part here. So basically, it starts two things: Grakon storage and Grakon engine. Okay, so if you look at here, the two things has been started successfully of this Grakon core. So if you want to see the Grakon DB, so as I told you, this is a REST web API kind of thing, REST API kind of thing. That means you can visit the database using a URL. Okay, anywhere in the world once it is started, like using any kind of standalone or website or any mobile app or desktop missions, anywhere you can use this Kraken database by through URL. So how we are going to see this? So to see the started database, you type localhost By default, this Grakn server taking 4567 is the port, because this is the default port. It is being assigned to the Grakn database. That's why it is working on this particular port. So when you open this, oops, that's excellent. So it is being opened like this. So by default, it is showing in the graph view, and this is the console view where it is showing the console view, and this is the graph view, and this is the documentation, this is the community, and this is the if you want to see the Kraken details and the latest development push and pulling the pull request, all these things on GitHub, you just click on this, and this is all about the commands of this Kraken. So UI. So if you want to navigate through shortcuts, you just go through all the commands, and you will be easily navigate to this. So when it comes to this is the the saved queries. If you want to save any query and you want to use it in a later part, then you just save it here, so that it will show you the queries here. And this is all about types. So what are all the types it is being populated after creation of your entity key space. If you look at, this is what about entity spawn, and this is what about attribute, this is what about relationships. And we want to see all these, you just click on all types. And when it comes to right side, this is what the key space. By default, this key space is Kraken. And if you want to create your own key space, you just create it. It seems I just want to create a new key space with some test model. All the test model is there. I just want to create a demo model or demo key space database. With that, I just want to create other entities and attributes kind of thing. Then we will see how it is showing on the Kraken UI. So, and this is what the command lines, where you have to type all the commands here, GQL statements, and you just execute this. Then it will show you the graph format. So far, this is all about how you are going to install and set up your Kraken database. And once it is being configured properly on the server, and you just start creating your key space like it's a database kind of thing. And once you created key space, then you create entities and the relations and rules and their relations associated with different entities and attributes. And then you just come to this particular screen, and you just run your GQL statements, and you see your data on the graph format. Okay. And one more thing I just wanted to tell you, this 4567 was by default the Kraken has been configured. If you want to change it, you can change it, this thing also. Just go to this Kraken core, and here in the config folder we have Kraken properties. Here you can look at the default properties which this Kraken server has been configured. So here it has taken server port as 4567. So this port number basically map to this Kraken server. If you provide this port number as 0, then arbitrary available port will be used. If you want to change it, you can change it to your the wanted port number, so that it works on that particular port number. Okay. So this is again timeout, millisecond thresholds. So, and by default loader is taking 4 threads, and web server is taking 64 threads. So this is all about the configurations. Default configurations is being uh, configured by default by Kraken. So you can go through all these things, and if you want, you can change it. No issues in this. So based on the changes, so it is going to reflect after you stop and start of your Kraken server, but not in middle of your server, because my server is started now. If you are changed it here, it won't reflect on existing servers. Definitely you have to stop your server and then start the Kraken server again. Okay. So how you are going to stop the Grakn server? Now I come to this command prompt and just clicking on stop. Then it is going to stop my server. Yeah, it's stopping. Now we go and now the check the Grakn server. Now it won't display because the server has been stopped. Okay, this site can't be reached because the server has been stopped. So again, if you want to start, again you have to start this Kraken server using Kraken server start. Okay, So this is all about how we are going to set up Grakn server in your local machine, and how you are going to start the Grakn server, and how you are going to stop your server, and the different options on Grakn database. Okay, I hope you understand the steps and the guidelines of configuring the Grakn database. So we'll look at the creation of the key space and entities in the next session. Okay, thank you. Thanks for listening to this video.